Alright, I started already to link these LCDs, and I made myself a sketch or a plan, better said, how to actually link everything. It's a very simple sketch. You don't want to make mistakes when is involved this kind of amount of wiring that I have to link here, and really I really don't want to make any kind of mistakes. I want to be very, very sure that everything will be correctly. These are the pins. This section here, including this chip, is for this. I discussed it earlier, but here is the LCD, and I made a note here. I looked on my computer, and this is COM1, COM2, COM3, COM4, and is when you read it like this, with the chip facing up, with the display facing up. But if you are turning it upside down, everything changes like this, actually. This is how you face it. This is the bulb of the LCD, and when you turn it like this, you have to imagine this point here on the top, C1, is reversed and is here. So I made myself a little note, C1, C2, 3 and 4, COM1, COM2, COM3, COM4, and this is actually pin 6, which is this one, but is in mirror, because it's like this, you see, here is pin 6, and this is COM1. And I have to link all this COM1 from all 3 LCDs in parallel. COM1, 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 2 with 2 with 2, 3 with 3 with 3, and 4 with 4 and with 4. That's all the work for today. This is the plan for today. I will see what I will do later. I'm really not happy how to mount this very large pad, a very large board. I'm really, I hate it as large as it is, and I have to fit it somehow. So the best way is the stupid way. I just plop it like that there, and that's it. And I will put some longer wires. I'm not sure how long they will be, so I will be able to incline it like this, drag the wires to the pins, and then bend everything, including the wires, and press it down, and that's the plan. That's the plan. I have no idea, because why I want it in this specific position is because, let me orientate it correctly. If I will put it here, it will be a very big box, very big, like this big. It's too big. It's stupid big, and I want this box to actually to stay with the face up, not with the face like that. So I want to rotate it from here and to look like that. That's what I want, and that's what I like to see in my final product, in my final design. So to be easy accessible. So for that I have to lower this bottom here, this entire case, to have it as slim as possible, and for that I will have to mount this in this position. So now it's clear as mud why I have to mount it like this, because this is, yeah, very shitty, but I hope it will be a good thing after, even if it's crazy how I'm doing things, maybe it will be a good thing after all. Here is another parallel tracks like this for another type of chip that I don't have. So this board came with 2 types of chips that you can mount on them. I isolated that entire track section with a piece of paper. I glue it on top, not to touch here, because it's actually, the lines are like this long, and when they are literally shorting out these pins. If the lines were like that, maybe it wasn't such a big problem, but the lines are like that, and they are definitely shorting something there. So I definitely have to isolate them. And this is the easiest part. Also the wires that I will drag from these pins, from these holes, and the bending of the wire will not let me actually press too hard and scratch this side to these pins, because the wires will behave like a spring, and it will spring up a little bit, this board, from those pins. So that's what I'm aware of. Another little detail, this is the final position of these pins from this LCDs. So these LCDs, they have these pins bent specifically like this, and that's it. I will not bend them in other ways. As you can see, I already started to link common one from this chip to this chip to this chip. All I'm having here is scrapped, literally scrapped wires, and from TVs, you know, the bobbins in the TVs around the tube. And this is what I'm doing here. This is that kind of wiring that I scrapped from there, which is glued, by the way, which is very nice to be glued like that. The only problem, it is taken from something else and is in very short dimension. So I have to adapt it. But I'm used to adaptations, so... And what I did here in the middle, I actually bent the wire a little bit, and because I'm soldering 2 wires, and when I'm soldering the second wire, the first wire will have the tendency to spring off. That's why I'm bending it only here in the middle. As you can see here from my sketch, I made these two variants. Here is with one wire going per each pin, but I have to add adjacent pads here, and here will be the two wires intersection, actually three wires intersection here. These pads usually will take a little bit of space, and I had to choose basically, so I chose not to do it like that. So the second version is to actually manage to add two wires per pin and then drag it down and up, and that's what I'm doing right now. You didn't even think it is a second version. It could be a second version, but it is. As you can see, one of the biggest problems is my hot iron head reaching there to actually hit up the pin and the solder on it. That's a very big problem. All right, I finished wiring all the common pins, COM1, COM2, COM3, COM4 to all the LCDs. It's looking ugly a little bit probably, but I don't care. I actually will put here a piece of paper and I will glue it and press it as hard as I can and isolate all this mambo jumbo from the other wires that will come later. So I got the flow going and I know what to do now. I verified if this is a via or just a pad here, and it is a via, so it goes to the to this other side. So that's how I soldered these wires on this other side, but they are making connection from this other side to this track on the top. And I got the flow. I know what to do. Now I will put all the wires on this entire board, and then I will link them to everything there. And it is having a reasonable distance here, as you can see. It's a bit much probably, but when everything will get bent over, probably it will be fine. I really hope it will be fine. So I'm having this exactly 7 centimeters long. You see, some scrap wires that I have it from my youth, from my very youth, when I was 10 or 12 years old, something like that. This was from Telecom, it means the telephony industry here in Romania. And they were dragging or replacing old wires with new wires, and these are so bad. They have so bad isolation. The isolation, when the copper wire is heating up, the isolation is retracting by itself, is like that, is not staying put, and is having a terrible isolation. And I want to get rid of all this crap isolated, very bad isolated wire. But underneath it is having quite a thick, relatively thick full copper wire. Is not stranded, is full wire, an entire wire. I will show you here how I'm measuring to be the same length all the time, to have a consistent length of wire all the time for every piece that I'm putting there. I'm also making use of the fact that this wire is already twisted, so I will use it as this, and it's very convenient because I'm having these two pads or holes, one next to the other. So I kind of color coded the lines. First is full color green or blue, and second is white, and it is easier to track everything. This was very sharp. This point that what I'm having here, it was exactly like this, exactly like this. Yeah, but it was having this conical, exactly this conical shape, and I managed to use it that much. So I'll have to switch and probably resolder a little bit because this is too wide. By the way, this is the first time when I'm working with this adapter boards for this chip. So this is a premiere for me to use it. It's also color coded, the wires, and it will be easier to follow the wire to its respective pin connection. Yeah, it's a bit too stiff. I don't know. I hope it will be okay. I really hope it will be okay when I will bend it down. We will see. I'm making use of it. You know, I want to get rid of it. Yeah, at least I formulated a plan. As bad or stupid as it is, at least I started it, because this held me quite a few days from doing anything. This was a problem, how to mount this board. And if these wires are too thick or too rigid for the bending, then I guess I can change them with other wires that are more with fiber, stranded wires inside. I really hope this thick wire will be okay. I have an idiot that is beating all the time here, and that's what you are hearing every day. He's having a program of beating shit. I don't know what he's doing, but he is an idiot, or she. It might be very well a lady, an old lady or something like that. Is banging her head to the walls. So I'm having this very helpful notes diagram here. This is for this pin is common here, but on the top of each LCD. So here is the same as here. This little diagram is for the top of each LCD, for this one and for this one. And here in the bottom I'm having this other helpful diagram that is telling me that the lower side of each LCD is the number of each, is starting with 1 here and is finishing with 5 there, and 6 is actually on this top line. Yeah, I start to regret. These are very hard, very stiff wires. If I started with them, I will finish with them. I catch it. What a jungle of a mess I'm having here. Okay, so this chip is connected. This is the most uglier wiring and circuit that I made, and most probably I should have chosen this copper wire that is thinner. Probably. I don't know. I really don't know. So now let me squeeze it, because this is the idea. This was the original idea. Yeah, the cardboard is bending. It's starting to bend. This is low enough, and when I will put a box on it, probably I can squeeze it even more than this. Yeah, now I will have to check if something is making any kind of shorting. Yeah, it's a very bad idea. It was a very bad idea with this wiring, but at least I tried it. I have no idea in the middle there. It looks fine. I'm not completely sure what is going on there in the middle there. Here in the margins I can see it more easily, but alright, let's hope it's fine, it's good enough. If this will be a problem, this wiring, I will have to take them out and replace them with something else. So I'm expecting a second revision only for this wiring. But this is the first prototype. Alright, I'm glad that I finished with this motherfucker.